1 2 1 2. Yes, boogaloo. I didn't eat anything for my breakfast, but I have. Oh, that popped a bit there. That might have been the crash there. Yes, that's all good. That seems to be coming out nice. And let's have a go at some music.
The best of the last, the cleanest star they ever had. I'm stiff
What, a widow's peak? Gives you a widow's peak? You're joking. You would never. Oh, no, I've got the chair that's wonky. Can I finish my sound check and get on to changing my chairs? Because I'm going to fall off this one.
Oh my God! My sound check is shut up, Piers. Stop complaining about the fucking stool. Yeah, it's a lot of feedback though from the voices in the back. It really picks it up in a way that the previous mic didn't. Like proper, because the old mic did not pick this up like this.
Every time we ask you, Sarah.
No, I was scared. To talk now. Local radio for local people.
Yes. All right, yes, you're listening to the Portobello Radio Show. Sorry, there's a moment of confusion. We're here in a brand new show at the Muse Gallery. I'm Piers Thompson.
I'm Greg Weir, and indeed, the only person confused in this room is you.
And I'm Isis.
Aye, wicked.
Yeah, we've got a jam-packed show. We're going to get on with it in a minute.
Yeah, man.
The first track is one of your favourite artists, Isis.
Indeed.
It's David Bowie.
Not just me and Greg Z. We're both fanboys, aren't we?
We all love a bit of Bowie. We all love a bit of Bowie.
Well, this track is off the very first LP that I bought with my own money.
Oh, no.
And there is an exhibition
You
down...
had your own money.
Yeah.
It wasn't trust fund money.
That's a bit naughty.
You
Moving on.
You will cut that out.
I will
won't
cut
you?
that one out. Yeah, believe I will. But anyway, you always get the juicy bits when you're listening live, man.
If you're down on the South Bank, there's a show somewhere, the South Bank Centre, wherever that is, of the Aladdin saying the making of the record.
Amazing.
And the making of the sleeve, where it's a photograph taken by my old colleague, Brian Duffy. In fact, Brian Duffy not only worked with me, he worked with my mum back in the 60s.
Amazing.
So, let's get started. Cracked Actor. Yeah, that of course is David Bowie off Aladdin saying Cracked Actor. There's actually a brilliant version of that on the live album, David Live, which can't quite remember where he
I used to have
recorded
that album. I had
What, the
many
live one?
albums. Yeah, I had
Amazing.
practically all of them back in the
Wow.
day.
Yeah, of course.
Got lost.
Of course. We're here at the Muse. We got a jam-packed show. We got Junior Tomlin about to come on. He's going to chat to us about doing the mural up there at Teletubbies.
Good.
Anton Myrto, who you will know from her Signs project, which covered the neighbourhood a few months ago. She's in and out because she's organised Unsaid. Greg's, can you describe
You
Unsaid?
know what? I had a practice run, and it involved me walking exceptionally slowly couldn't quite keep down with the pace.
Mm-hmm.
Opposite someone who had the other end of a piece of string in their mouth, and I had the other end in my mouth. We were about 3-4 meters apart. And that was it. We took a very, very slow stroll in silence because you've got a piece of string in your mouth, you can't talk.
No.
So it's quite good. It
Particularly
imposes.
if you're around.
Yeah, you know that, and I like to talk. So it imposes silence on you, which is kind of good.
And it's all about the things that are left unsaid in conversations.
Yeah.
As
You just get
Anton told us
you
the
just
other day.
get to look into the person's eyes of the person you're walking in front of, and they walk backwards, kind of thing. It's
We also
mad.
we have Abby, who's an artist, and Joanna, who runs the JM Gallery just down the road, the pop-up on the
Lovely
corner.
Joanna.
Uh-huh.
They have some fantastic exhibitions in there, her and
Yeah,
Marcus.
they do
yeah.
indeed.
Good.
And you've heard recently about Mark Eli's
fundraiser.
fundraiser down there. We are giving away 2 tickets to Portobello Live.
Hooray!
And we will have 2 of the Goldborns, Josh and Max, I think.
Marvellous.
And we're going to have the Zatters. I think they've just popped in and dropped their instruments. They're
Wow.
obviously going to play live as they brought all their instruments. We'll worry
Amazing.
about how we get them on in
Yeah,
a second.
yeah. Engineer's dream, that one. Not brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I'm looking forward to it already. And we've also got a new exhibition in the gallery, like you said when we opened up the show, with some fantastic sculptures in
Absolutely
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Wonderful.
It's Teresa Wells.
Teresa Wells.
I can't quite. I think it's called Against All Odds, but the door is open, so
You-
some of
you
the work.
read backwards well, sir. Marvellous. Exactly. Against All Odds is
Yeah.
exactly the name of it. Come
That's
down
it.
to the Muse Gallery and check this stuff out. It's amazing.
This is when Piers Thompson is very impressive.
Ah, yes. Ah, yes.
It's from when I used to be a spy.
Ah, brilliant.
I see a red door and I want it painted black. No colors anymore, I want them to turn black. I see the girls walk by dressed in their summer clothes. I have to turn my head until my darkness goes. I see a line of cars and they are painted black. With flowers and my love both never to come back. I see people turn their heads and quickly look away. Like a newborn baby, it just happens every day. I look inside myself and see my heart is black. I see my red door, I must have it painted black. Maybe then I'll fade away and not have to face the facts. It's not easy facing up when your whole world is black. No more will my green seagull turn a deeper blue. I could not foresee this thing happening to you. If I look hard enough into the setting sun, my love will laugh with me before the morning comes. I see a red door and I want it painted black. No colors anymore, I want them to turn black. I see the girls walk by dressed in their summer clothes.
Yeah, that of course is the Rolling Stones, Paint It Black. We're delighted to welcome in the studio. We're saying goodbye to James, who is the Muse and the bus videographer. And of course, don't forget that you can watch us right now on YouTube.
Certainly can. Look up Muse Film on YouTube, or indeed just type in Portobello Radio. It normally comes up as the first hit. So yes, hello.
And so you can see us in all our glory.
In all our glory, indeed, absolutely. So we have
Yeah,
the most
Julia,
amazing.
don't do that to the mic.
He
We've
loves
already
doing
lost
that,
one.
man. Yeah.
Yeah. We lost one the other week.
We're trying to be really gentle and loving to our mics.
Yeah. Because as you know, Portobello Radio is a community radio station. No one ever gives us any money, so you can subscribe to us actually on Patreon. You can subscribe to us on Mixcloud.
Or you could just give us some money.
Yeah, pop
Drop
by
a
the
DM,
Muse.
Drop
Well, that'd be great.
Piers or Gregsy a DM. Tell them how many thousands you'll give us, and we'll love you forever.
Oh, if only, if only. Listen, even £2 would be great right now. So if you've got any spare cash, then we're needing. Brilliant,
Yeah.
absolutely brilliant, super.
We are your local basket case.
Yeah, absolutely. So in the room,
Junior, what an introduction.
Yeah.
Junior, welcome to the show.
It's great to be here.
Yeah. Now, I think last time you were here, we were talking about the show that you're part of down at Saatchi,
Yeah.
Beyond the Streets, or whatever it's called.
Yeah, brilliant show.
But you have forsaken the glitz and glamour of Chelsea, and you're back up here in North Kent.
Back in the hood.
And you've been actually grafting. Tell us what's been going on.
As you know, I'm the man of the community.
Yeah.
Aw,
Man of the people.
man of the people.
What I have been doing, me along with like 3 other people, we've been painting Teletubbies Park.
Aw.
Otherwise known
No, it's
officially as Elsie Horniman's.
Yeah, LC Hornimans, yeah. And it's the same place where they have the panorama every year without fail.
Ah, brilliant. And
Play your pan.
Pioneers was there for a while.
Yeah. So it was like, you know, a great honour and a great thing to be actually picked.
Well, you were actually chosen by the people because
Yes, it was a people's
People's
poll.
choice.
Kensington and Chelsea Art Week
Yeah.
were commissioned to paint it. It's the wall with all the holes in,
Yes.
isn't it?
It's the internal wall.
Yeah. Is it a rose garden or something? Isn't it?
No, they refurbished the whole thing.
Well, they got rid of the rose garden.
I beg your pardon.
I beg your pardon. You never promised me a rose garden.
On the other side of the wall, that is.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you were commissioned. Oh, KCAW were commissioned to find an artist to do that area.
Yes.
3 people put up designs. It was put to a vote. It was quite a narrow constituency, wasn't it? Because the electorate
Yes.
was only people who live in the Goulburn ward.
Yes, that is very tight. That's a very tight thing.
So it really is local art for local people.
Yeah.
And Junior, you were picked.
Yeah, I feel
How did it
Picked by the
feel
people.
to win the people's vote?
quite honoured really
I
because
bet you
it's
do.
like it's a prestigious thing, and I just love actually giving back to the community, the same community that's given me so much over the years. I was born and raised here, and at the moment this is like one of many little like community projects that I've been involved in.
So tell us about your design. Is it finished or are you still painting?
We're still painting because rain stopped play basically.
Oh, and it's been
But I have a really pressing question. Tinky Winky, is he going to be there? Dipsy?
Are the
What are they
Teletubbies?
all 4 going to be there?
No,
the Fab 4.
There's going to be a silhouette of the Teletubby with the triangle head. Triangle on his head.
Which Teletubby
Yeah,
was
is that Tinky Winky or?
I can't. Who knows without the colours? So you have painted Tinky Winky black.
No, he's in the design, but it hasn't been fleshed out yet.
Oh right.
Yeah.
All right. Are you? So can people come and watch you painting if it's sunny over the weekend?
Yeah,
Are you over there over the weekend?
Hopefully. Well, next weekend, next week, yes.
So if it's sunny and
Yes.
you've got some kids, what better place to go than Teletubbies Park? As the kids play, you can watch art being created in front
Including a
of your
Teletubby, an
with your
actual
very
Teletubby.
eyes.
Yeah. Because at the moment, there's like altogether there's four of us painting it. There's 2 girls from the Royal Academy painting it as well as the Stalia.
Mm-hmm.
So we're having like great fun mapping this thing out, painting the stars, and having fun and keeping the kids at bay. Because when they come out from school, where do they all go? They go to Teletubbies Park, and believe me, it's like nice righteous type noise. I mean, you have to put in the red and white tape to keep them back.
Police tape. Fragile.
To protect yourself from the raving
Fragile.
children.
No, to protect the kids from paint.
They'd probably love it.
He's all about health and safety. You've got a lot of influences in your life. You've did a lot of early rave flyers. That's why you're the Salvador Dali of rave.
Yeah.
You have been involved in digital art as soon as that became a thing, and you're now involved in the AI. art.
Come on, you wanted to say
AI
it, Piers.
revolution.
Yes,
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about that.
Can we just, before you answer that, could you just, what of those, and of course Afrofuturism,
Yeah.
which of those influences can we see in your design up there at Teletubbies?
Good question.
That's a very
Very
brilliant
good question, yes.
Do you know what? None of the above, really.
It's a new departure.
It's totally different. Yeah, because I listened to the voice of the community when they was like putting down ideas when we had like 2 consultations.
Mm-hmm.
That was quite fun because I was sitting down with pencil and paper, sketching out what they were basically talking about.
Yeah, that's something I've seen Junior do, which I find really fascinating. You actually sit in a room, and whilst people are talking, at the end of the meeting, Junior's created a pictorial representation of what's been said.
I thought, all artists should do that, surely.
I don't know, but I mean, I've seen him do it
should.
many times.
Yeah,
so
because that's one way to get ahead in time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're responding to them, and they
Yeah.
can respond back to you and say, no, that's not what I meant, or yes, that's right, spot
Yeah.
on.
So everybody who's basically like had their piece of basically to draw it on a piece of paper, and that makes it even more better because all of the people who's added to that, added their voice to that, is basically can claim a little bit of ownership for
Yeah.
the piece on the wall.
Because that's a very important thing about community art. Portobello Radio is about to do something in Latimer at the end of June, which is community driven. Because you've got to strike a balance between, on the one hand, at the end of the day, someone has to take responsibility for it.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, you have to make sure that people's input is respected and somehow included.
No, that is true. But as we were saying before, none of the elements that you've seen in my artwork is on the wall. It
Right.
is a totally different animal.
A new direction.
So coming back to the question, so how different is a process, do you think, when you have to prompt an AI to create you're doing the AI art versus you sitting in a room and also being prompted by the people's
Responses.
yeah.
It's very different because it's basically all hands on, because you can't tell AI draw a wavy line, 8 wavy lines, evenly spaced, with stars, with letters, with children. It will just give you something which you're not particularly looking for.
Yeah.
So basically, that's why a lot of things still has to be done by hand.
He says, claiming there's still a place for artists in the future.
There is always a place for artists, because at the end of the day, right, if there is no power, there'll be no AI. And AI always needs a finger to actually type. Because you can basically make an image by just pressing one key on the keyboard. That basically defeats the purpose of like typing in long sentences just to create a piece of artwork, where you can just type in a letter and you can create an image.
Well, you'll be pleased to hear that tomorrow afternoon, or tomorrow evening at 7 p.m, you can hear Portobello Radio's very first DJ AI
Whoa.
doing a disco show
Oh.
with an AI graphic.
I might have to tune into that.
Yeah, no, do. It's a really interesting exercise, isn't it, this
I mean,
one?
I did 2 of my flyers for Speak Your Truth. I used AI art and created 2 pieces of,
Yeah. Where to go?
Because I was inspired by Junior.
Yeah, we've all been
yeah.
inspired by Junes.
Junior, we got a busy show. Thank you so much for coming in and
You're
talking
welcome.
to us.
Thank you.
Always welcome. Just tell people next week come after school, bring your kids, annoy the artists.
Brilliant.
Bring-
Yes, please annoy the
Yes,
artists.
come up to Horniman's Pleasance. Don't forget to bring like refreshments and drink and food for the starving artists.
Yes, indeed.
You know that because they've all been replaced by AI.
Oh.
The day AI can paint a wall, that's when I hang up my toothbrush.
So video might have replaced the radio star, but AI will not replace the
The
artist.
artist, yeah, I like it.
I didn't think the radio star had been replaced. We're still here. Wake up, Greg.
We're not stars, baby, we're not
That's a good
stars.
dog.
But that was good. This is the Easy Star All Stars. Another 50th anniversary. Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon. Moon. You're listening to Portobello Radio, the authentic voice of Ladbroke Grove.
Don't you look back because the time is the time is the master. And time could be a disaster. Yeah, you know. Got no time to play. The time is the master. And time is the master. Yeah. Cause you can't change the hands of time. And you could never turn back hands of time. Got no time to play. Got to get on the go. We gotta move it right away when I tell us, no time to delay when I tell us, the time is the master. Go take a dot, move it on the dot, and don't you look back until you could dash. Serious time, this a terrible time. Cause some may say, cause this a serious time, yeah, you know. Got to know what to do in this time, is not what to listen. Got a time to play, got a time to delay when I tell us, tick-a-tick-a-tick-a-tack. Move it on the dot and say you could have never stop. Got no time to play and say no time to delay. Move it right away. can be a disaster. Yeah, you know. So you gotta move around the going doors till the nigga don't keep it coming to my doors and look over some moving out to the moment sound when it be on the coming on some of this stuff. You don't wanna go shit out to the same.
You run and you run to catch up with the sun, but it's sinking and racing around to come up behind you again. The sun is the same in a relative way, but you're older. You're shorter of breath and one day closer to death. Every year is getting shorter, never seem to find the time. Plans that either come to naught or half a page of scribbled lines. Hanging on in quiet desperation is the English way. The time is gone, the song is over. Thought I'd something more to say. Home, home again. I like to be here when I can. When I come home cold and tired, it's good to warm my bones beside the fire. Far away across the field, tolling of the iron bell, calls the faithful to their knees to hear the softly spoken magic spell.
Yes, that was Time by the Easy Star All Stars, and that is part of our celebration of 50 years of Dark Side of the Moon. For young people out there, that was a record by Pink Floyd, which ushered in the era of adult-orientated rock. As many of you will know, and as all of you need to know, not this weekend, but next weekend, which bizarrely is another bank holiday, is the return of Portobello Live. Portobello Live, we've been part of it now for how long it's been going, 7 or 8 years. And it is a whole host of bands, a lot of them local, a lot of them from further afield across London. And it happens over 2 days in 4 venues. You'll see great Portobello radio names like Richard Strange, like Neville Hyde, Mickey P will obviously be there. There's a whole load of bands, a whole load of DJs, and we are delighted to welcome into the studio the Yazatas. Hello, guys.
How's it going?
Really well. Could you introduce yourself, Jesmond?
I'm Jesmond Farron. I'm the lead singer for the Yazatas and also going to be helping run the stage up at the Quiet Night Inn on the 7th when the festival begins.
Great.
My name's Zehi. I play drums in the Yazatas.
And I'm Zach, and I'm on bass.
Great. So the fellas will be playing live here in the Muse in a minute when we get it sorted out. We've also got the Goldborns in the studio. Big up! And but first of all, tell us who the Yazatas are.
We're a fusion act. We play at venues across London and pretty much specialise in melding together different kinds of music and transcending genre.
Right. That hasn't really told me anything.
I was about to say, you need to explain that.
So we play soul, jazz, alternative rock, and pretty much we met on the scene in London. We've been playing for the last 8 months, and we're looking really forward to playing at the festival.
Great. You're the drummer.
Yes.
So are you the funky drummer? Are you the jazz drummer?
I'd say I studied jazz, so I'd say I'm the jazz drummer, but now I'm in a band that doesn't play jazz.
All right.
The jazz drummer that doesn't play jazz.
Do you play soft? Do you play with brushes?
I play quite soft, yeah, with brushes. I rarely ever use sticks, actually. Especially with this band, I never use sticks. So it's
right.
yeah, quite soft and kind of very melodic. You know, like Max Roach.
Oh. So, and Zach, tell us about your fluid bass lines.
Well, they're really fluid.
Who's your hero? Marcus Miller? Or?
I do like Marcus Miller, Brian Bromberg, other people who escape. I played guitar mainly. I did my degree in guitar, and then there were so many guitarists around. I ended up playing bass in a lot of bands, so that's how it went.
Did you say you did a degree in guitar? I didn't even know that was possible.
Oh yeah.
Wow. I just thought you did music overall.
They're the more intellectual side of the band. I never studied music. I've just been playing since living in South Africa. Growing up in South Africa, I played in the townships. Used to play township guitar. Came over to London, and I've been playing all over London ever since.
So township guitar would be something you'd find in the Mahoto Hella Queens or somebody like that, or
more like Ladysmith Black Mambazo.
That kind of stuff, yeah.
You know, sort of jazzy and there's a little high life vibe.
High life kind of thing.
Kind of high life jazzy,
cool.
yeah.
Okay.
Can I just go back to the bassist for a minute? I mean, it's extraordinary you're overqualified, because most bassists that I know are like Paul Simonon, who Rusty Egan told a great story about when Paul was inducted into the Clash. Rusty had to teach him how to play bass and just put 3 spots on the bass neck to show him where to put the to do the 3 punk chords.
That's the usual bass thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
so
it
couldn't play anything else, so play bass.
He just recently played with Bob Dylan, so
really?
You can
okay.
You can move on from 3 spots on my bass neck. So you're obviously from South Africa.
Was born in London, grew up in South Africa,
Yeah.
and with an Irish and Scottish background, so I'm a bit of an Afro-Saxon.
You're a fusion person.
Yes.
And the other two of you, which bits of London are you from?
So I'm from Bayswater.
Oh yeah, I've heard of it.
I'm from Exeter, actually.
Oh, right.
I was born in Exeter. I've been living in different parts of London for the past God knows how long. So,
Right.
yeah.
So guys, we are going to, in a minute, try and get you hooked up so that you can play for us. In between time, tell us when you're playing. And tell us a bit more about the stage that you're running.
Sure, we're playing on the 7th. We'll be running the...
Is that the Sunday? Yeah.
Yes, it is. And it's going to be at the Quiet Night Inn between 2 and 9. And then we also have showcases ourselves that we run across London. We'll be at Bar Love on the 18th of May. And we'll be at the Troubadour on the 30th of May, running the same kind of showcases for local acts.
All right, so you're very borough.
Yes, we are indeed.
Have you recently done your first fusion last week?
It was actually not last week. We're now in our 3rd month of fusion.
Right.
So it's been going really well. In fact, we've already moved fusion to some other venues in London. I also should have mentioned that we'll be playing at the Amersham Arms on New Cross with the same setup as a fusion night. And that's going to be on the 17th of May. So we really are sweeping across the whole city.
Right, and fusion is 5 or 6 acts.
Fusion is always 5 or 6 acts. We handpick people who create original music, of course. That's the first prerequisite. We like people that are obviously melding together interesting and unusual kinds of music. It does border on world music, jazz, alternative rock. There's no real strict borders.
Right. Did you have Ray Ruffler Jones on?
We did. We actually thought we'd start including some of the big dogs. Let's say we had Mickey P come down himself, the organizer of the festival, of the Portobello Live Festival, and then we had Ray Ruffler from Ruffler Club. So we do try to include the community, because I think in this day and age, musicians have to stick together. Organizers have to make sure that the community has a platform to appreciate the local acts. So that's what we're all about.
Well, we are bang up for the work you are doing.
Thank you very much, brother.
Cool. We're going to play a bit of my favourite lady, Tanya Stevens, and then we're going to talk to more of the extensive lineup at Portobello Live, 7th and 8th of May, right here in our manor.
Once upon a time, there was a happy family. There was a baby girl, a daddy, and there was a mommy. Mommy had a secret. She told a little white lie. When she tucked the baby in at night, she sang her this lullaby. You got your daddy's smile, you got his eyes. I feel my heart breaking every time you cry. I'm gonna burn in hell, but it's no sacrifice. Your stability is worth a million lies. I see your daddy in everything you do, and if you could talk, I bet you talk like him too, but he can't be your daddy. I hope you understand. A man who thinks he's your father is a much better man. Maybe one day you'll end up crying on Ricky Lake, but baby, it's a chance your mama's willing to take. 'Cause I love you, even if my heart is gonna break. Ain't no reason you should suffer from my mistake. And so I lied, baby, I tried, and it kills me inside. Yeah, but I'm gonna live with this until the day I die. And I hurt, baby, oh how I hurt, but I know what you were. Yeah, so I'm gonna live with this until I hit the dirt someday. And every day by herself, the mama cried, but at night she smiled when the daddy was by her side. There were times she almost told him, and it really broke her heart, but she forced herself to keep the secret that was tearing her apart. Now I can't sleep at night, I lost my appetite. Everybody keeps saying the baby looks kinda light, and I tell them every newborn baby looks the same, while I'm praying to God, please make your color change. And the emotions on his face when he's looking at you, I could've tell him he ain't your papa if I wanted to. He's got your picture tattooed on his arm. Now he's bragging to his friends about his firstborn. Oh God, and I love him, really I do. And if he ever found out, it would kill me too. Now I'm caught between a rock and a really hard place. I'd give anything to keep that smile on his face. So I lied, baby, I tried, and it kills me inside. Yeah, but I'm gonna live with this until the day I die. And I hurt, baby, oh how I hurt, but I know what you're worth. Yeah, so I'm gonna live with this until I hit the dirt someday. Mommy kept the family together the best way she could, 'cause she knew in this case the truth would do more harm than good. And what daddy didn't know didn't hurt him. He had no cause to fret, and that's as close to happily ever after as anyone can get. Oh, how I try, and it kills me inside. But I'm gonna live with this until the day I die. And I hurt, baby, oh how I hurt, but I know what you're worth. Yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna live with this until I hit the dirt someday.
Yeah, that of course is Tanya Stevens, the great, great Tanya Stevens, and that was Little White Lie. Please let Isis say something.
It would be nice. Thank you, Gregsy.
We just the chaos in the background is Gregsy setting up the Yazatas who are going to play us a tune, because although they talk very much about their influences, I still wasn't 100% certain what it's going to sound like.
Exactly.
So I'm
I think the proof
looking
of the
forward to
pudding is in
this.
the eating in this
Yeah,
case.
man, absolutely.
I think
It
we need to
sounded-
hear this music.
Sounded random. It really did. It
But
really
I
did.
but I like the township sound, because you know me, I'm all about African music, so I'm really interested to how that fits in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So one thing that interested me as I got up this morning, I looked at Instagram, and Christopher Day, great friend of this show, you'll probably remember Christopher. He is the one who was a plumber in Wolverhampton or Stourbridge. Decided he wanted to become an artist, became a glass blower, and does these amazing drippy glass that include plumbers' parts.
Wow.
And they're all basically about
Sounds a bit rude.
enslavement and slavery.
Now, Gregsy.
Anyway, he put on his Instagram this morning that the woman whose accusation led to the lynching of Emmett Till has died, aged 88. Now,
May she freeze in hell. She should have died in prison.
Well, I'm glad you said that rather than me, because it's difficult, on the other hand, to come up with any form of sympathy for Carolyn Bryant Donham. She
Evil,
accused
evil woman. Basically,
they were in
Emmett
a
Till was
shop.
14 years old. He was living in the north. I can't remember which
No,
state.
Mississippi in the south.
No. He was living. He was born.
Oh, I
yeah.
see. Sorry,
So
I
the issue was
misunderstood you.
that because Emmett had grown up in a society where we Africans were allowed to
Closer
actually
to equal.
look people in the eye almost and not have to step off the pavement. He hadn't been conditioned to do that. So when he went down to spend the summer with his cousins in the south in Mississippi, he behaved the way he would, just as a boisterous, happy little 14-year-old boy. And this white woman decided, well, these
He's
people.
been a bit fresh.
Yeah. And so she made up a story and basically had him murdered.
He
and
was
there was no
lynched
justice. Yeah.
in 1955 in Mississippi.
And the thing about Emmett Till's murder, what was really, I don't even know how to put it, but Mamie Till, his mother, what she said is bring my son's casket back from Mississippi and open it, because I want everyone to see what racism did to my son. And his head had been, if anyone out there wants to Google it, it's a horrific photograph. It's just like unbelievable. People were collapsing in the church and stuff. But the point that was so strong as a mother.
It was
but
a
she
very important
She wanted people to understand the impact of racism.
in the civil rights movement.
Yeah.
Anyway, we advise you to go and look at Christopher's work on.
And also, there's a film that came out called Till, and I can't remember the actress, but it's a good film. I went to see it, a really good film, and you can go see it.
Wow.
It's a difficult.
It's always difficult.
It's a difficult
horrible.
watch.
But we have to learn,
Absolutely.
Anyway, check out Christopher Day Glass. His pieces are absolutely exquisite. We're very pleased to say that we were early champions of his when he was at the first Kensington Chelsea Art Week up there at the Vestal Gallery. And big up. Thanks for putting us on to that. She was a horrible looking woman, I have to say. A touch of Myra Hindley about her, but talking of civil rights, of course, we are mourning the passing of Harry Belafonte.
Oh yes. Have we got something to celebrate
we have
him?
some.
Oh, brilliant.
Good.
Now that is the flip side. What a fantastic man.
Yeah.
Around the same time,
Yeah.
a
Fantastic man.
big in the era when gentlemen of colour were expected simply to stand up on stage and smile and then go home to their slightly substandard quarters.
I always grew up with my grandmother, and my mother always saying, they used to go on about how handsome Harry Belafonte was.
Yeah, he
the
was.
best looking man from Grenada, you know?
Yeah, brilliant.
Alright,
With a
he
beautiful
Grenadian
voice.
heritage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, this is a civil rightsy song. It's John Henry, of course, someone who was killed by the mining industry.
John Henry, he could hammer, he could whistle, he could sing. He went to the mountain early in the morning just to hear his hammer ring, Lord, Lord, hear his hammer ring. Just to hear his hammer ring, Lord, Lord, hear his hammer ring. When John Henry was a little baby, sitting on his daddy's knee, he picked up a hammer, a little piece of steel, said, hammer be the death of me, Lord, Lord, hammer be the death of me. Well, John Henry's family needed money, said he didn't have but a dime. If you wait till the rising sun goes down, I'll get it from the man in the mine, Lord, Lord, get it from the man in the mine. I'll get it from the man in the mine, Lord, Lord, get it from the man in the mine. Well, John Henry went to the captain. What happened? Said the captain, what can you do? I can hoist the jack, I can lay a track, I can pick and shovel too, Lord, Lord, pick and shovel too. I can pick and shovel too, Lord, Lord, pick and shovel too. Well, the captain said to John Henry, I'm gonna bring me a steam drill around. Gonna bring me a steam drill out on the job. I'm gonna whoop that steel on down, Lord, Lord, whoop that steel on down. But John Henry said to the captain, oh, a man ain't nothing but a man. Lord, let your steam drill beat me down. I'll die with the hammer in my hand, Lord, Lord, die with the hammer in my hand. Well, John Henry said to the captain, look yonder what I see. Hold and choke, drill done broke, and you can't drive steel like me, Lord, Lord. Can't drive steel like me. Oh, you can't drive steel like me, no, no. Can't drive steel like me. Well, John Henry drove into the mountain. His hammer was striking fire. He drove so hard, he broke his poor heart. Well, he laid down his hammer and he died, Lord, Lord. Laid down his hammer and he died. Laid down his hammer and he died, great God. Laid down his hammer and he died. Oh, they took John Henry to the White House and they buried him in the sand. Every locomotive come roaring by, says, there lies a steel driving man, Lord, Lord. There lies a steel driving man. Says, there lies a steel driving man. Hoo-wee, there lies a steel driving man. Says, there lies a steel driving man, Lord, Lord. There lies a steel driving man.
Yeah, that is John Henry by Harry Belafonte, and
Rise in eternal power. I was going to say.
Indeed, R-E-E-P.
Asheo, asheo, asheo.
Great. Well, we were talking about Portobello Live, and we have another denizen of Portobello Live with us. We have the Goldborns. We have Josh from the Goldborns.
Hey, Piers. How you doing, mate?
Not only, as many people will know, not only a fantastic member of one of our most local of local bands, but also purveyor of hot sauce. We'll get on to that in a minute, though.
Bella Pepper.
Yeah. Bella, being where we come from. Josh, yeah, see, look, he's being mobbed. People are coming in from the outside to mob him. See, that's what we love, local heroes for local people. Josh, I almost lost my thread there. You're at Portobello Live.
Yeah, we're playing on Monday the 8th at 8:30 at Maxilla Social Club.
Right.
So yeah, get down there. I think it's £10 a ticket, or wristbands are £10.
Yeah, and you get 2 days, you get full venues.
Exactly, you get it all.
You know, just effing Google it, because there's a huge list of people.
Yep.
Josh, you know, you've been on this show quite often. You're a member of the Goldborns. How would you describe your music, actually? I was about to, but I didn't want to put my foot in it.
I don't know, it's ever changing. We're still finding ourselves.
But there are elements of rock, elements of rap, but you're
reggae.
not Run DMC.
We just released a new tune with Lee Scratch Perry. Did a remix of one of our songs before he died.
Oh, he dropped that name. What was
Lee.
that noise?
My
yeah, and I managed to get my neighbour Tony Gadd from Aswad playing on it.
Clang!
Yeah, number one. So yeah, we just released that last week, and it's like Lee's final farewell, and yeah, with another EP. We've got another single coming out next month called Hot Sauce.
Oh.
And it's featuring Paul Weller on guitar and vocals.
Right.
Another lucky name
Thanks.
drop. Yeah, another one there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I missed one.
You got them all there. Yeah, do I have to do them again?
Coming thick and fast.
So yeah, we're filming a video for that on Friday the 5th at JD's Jamaican Takeaway.
Of course.
If anyone wants
On
to
Harrow
come by.
Road.
Yeah.
No,
The one
Lancaster
Road.
Road.
Sorry.
Oh, the
Just
one just
on-
there.
yeah,
Oh,
All Saints, Dipple of All Saints.
Best
I was
value
wondering, because
lunchbox.
Harrow Road's kind of on the other side of
Yeah.
the bridge.
That's Mums, isn't it? There's Mums up on Harrow Road.
No, it's JD's.
DJ.
DJ, sorry, I got it wrong. Yeah.
Oh, it's
Dyslexia, sorry. Dyslexia.
And,
Back to Portobello Live,
Yep.
because Mickey will kill us if
Yeah,
we
exactly.
don't
Most
promote
important.
it. Yeah. Jesmond has just talked to us about he's kind of curating a rock day there or fusion day. We'll ask you in a minute.
Quiet night in. Yeah.
A day. Is the day at the Maxilla on the Mondays, is that swing any particular vibe, or is it mix and match that day?
We're playing after Glenn Matlock. I think Glenn Matlock, the Sex Pistols, is on at 7 or something, and we're on after him. So I don't know. We're quite eclectic, so we don't fit in wherever we get put. Really, but
You're the misfits.
Eclectic is the way to be.
Yeah,
Stick with
thank
eclectic.
you.
As the
Thank you,
eclectic
Isis.
goddess, I give you my blessings.
Thank you, Isis.
And
That means a
also-
lot coming from you. So yeah, thank you.
You have to wipe yourself down afterwards, but yeah.
Also, they're very flexible because if you remember, the Goldborns or bits of the Goldborns were booked last summer for the Portobello radio stage at Trellick. You had a bit of it wasn't a tragedy.
I was in
but
hospital with my son. Yeah,
you
so
had
I came with a blood-soaked T-shirt.
mishap.
But
But Max got up there and did it all on his own.
So our drummer Max, also known as MWS, is an amazing rapper and producer. So we've got an album coming out for him at the end of the year called My West Side Story.
All right.
Again, we've got some amazing tracks with people like Loki and such.
I saw Loki outside the pharmacy only yesterday.
Yeah.
Wow, this
So
has turned like into a name-dropping fest.
Yeah, well, look, we've
We're
got
in Notting Hill, mate.
we've got a single and a video coming out on the first week of June before the 6th anniversary of we made a song for the firefighters, and then I played it to Loki, and he was like, "Wow, like I really want to get involved." So
I think we're going to have to be there to be in this video, aren't we?
Please do.
Portobello Radio,
David
because it
Badillo is
sounds
going to
all
be
the-
acting,
all-
so yeah, but we'd love to have you guys down. So the more the merrier, you know.
David Badillo, not many people know this, but he is a very enthusiastic golfer. Goes out with Ed Daffon.
And he also makes hot sauce.
And Nadia and Bobby.
Well, he's not part of your hot sauce crew, is he?
And don't forget Nadia and Bobby as well. Big shout out to our Power Hub, who are also golfers in that crew.
Really?
Yeah, they go with Ed and they do the golfing with Ed.
It's like Alice Cooper being a golfer. It's like weird. Iggy Pop's a golfer, isn't he?
Golf's quite
The
fun.
weirdest people are
It's quite fun.
Isn't it? It's apparently very rock and roll.
Yeah.
I did it once actually. I went up that hill just by Perivale. There's a 9-hole golf course. I went with Keith Allen. Clang.
Name drop.
I love it.
I went round at about 103 and it was only 9 holes.
Oh.
So I'm not obviously going to be the new Tiger Woods. We're about to play the track with Lee Scratch Perry. You better tell us, we've chatted about Bella Pepper, the hot sauce. Just quickly tell us about that because, I mean, I can give it a fabulous review. It's really
I can give it a
hot.
fantastic review. I've got 2 bottles in my kitchen cupboard and we love them, me and my daughter.
Thank you very much.
It's
Thank
really hot, but also you can taste the
tasty.
different layers inside. How do you do that? Because if I put too many chilies in, it's
No, don't tell him.
Well, a big factor, big lesson for me this year is balance. I'm like all or nothing. So it's about balance, really. Just finding the balance of the Scotch bonnets, finding the best quality ones, what countries they come from, preferably
Is that not-
Ugandan.
And you,
What, Ugandan.
Ugandan have the best Scotch bonnets. So,
Wow.
and then it's
Oh,
just the
wow.
balance with the other ingredients, really. But
What I want to know is the recipe based on a recipe from any particular part of the Caribbean? Because I know for a fact as a Trinidadian, our pepper sauce is very different to a
mustard
Jamaican.
based, yeah.
or it's
So I
very
love
different
Trini.
to Bajan.
Yeah.
Or if you go to parts of West Africa, it's very different to the pepper sauce they have there. They have more
Yeah.
tomato in it. So I was just wondering if there was a particular...
Well, my Trini friend Sheldon makes a lovely mustard-based one, a hot sauce. But no, it was mainly for me. I mean, my dad used to make sauces. I've got a lot of Jamaican friends around here and Moroccan and all sorts. So I kind of had the privilege, especially when my dad was in jail or whatever, that we'd have food brought to us. And I'd be like, oh, wow. Like, it just opened my mind. And ever since, I've just been trying to recreate that. Or
See, this is the diversity of North Kensington.
Yeah.
Love it.
I know you can get it at the Mushroom Man.
Yep.
And because he has all the flavours, doesn't he?
He's only got the jerk one and the Scotch bonnet.
You can get it in Fluence as well.
Fluence,
They've got it there.
Portobello Whole Foods, the Spice Shop, Green Bay, Goulburn Deli, and Goulburn Cash and Carry.
So it's proper
Oh, it's
local.
in
Goulburn,
Goulburn.
obviously Goulburn is
Proper
it's gonna
local.
be
It's sitting in Goulburn Cash and Carry next to all those
Yeah.
sauces that have come from Barbados.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Bajan ones are always a bit more yellow, aren't they? And
Yeah.
Look at
I
you
mean,
and your knowledge of pepper sauce.
yeah, I do my best.
Oh,
I do my
Bajan
best.
and Trini, they both put mustard in. That's a big difference to Jamaican and that sauces. They don't deal with mustard.
But of course, ours is the best in the world.
yeah, of course, obviously.
Have you ever had the scorpion pepper? that
I've
we have in
tried it,
Trinidad.
but I've never tried a sauce with it in.
Yeah,
So I'd love
but
to
more
try
to
it.
a more ready one. Have a go.
Yeah, I will.
Give
Yeah,
it a
thank
go.
you.
All right, well, back to the subject. Mickey, we're still going to
Sorry,
talk
Mickey,
about
yeah.
Portobello Live.
Portobello Live all day, 7th
Yeah.
and 8th of May. Get your tickets from Rough Trade. Get your armbands.
Yeah, wristbands.
And make sure you get down. It's going to be a wicked set. And
I saw.
yes.
I caught. I'm glad I played the Tony Stevens because I caught Mickey in a little white lie the other day. There was a picture of the queue outside Rough Trade.
Oh, and he said it's
on Record Store Day.
I saw that as well.
You know, obviously going all the way around the block, and he said it was tickets for the queue for the wristbands. But they are going fast. I know the super early birds are already gone, so you're already on tier 2.
Yeah, this is a live performance going on as we speak.
In the background, we have the finishing stretch of Unsaid, which we've talked about a couple of times.
It's the
but
things
it
that are
is
unsaid.
a performance art piece involving members of the community, and it's referencing all the things that are left unsaid between people, and they are, in this case, manifested by a piece of string. Quickly, Josh, will you introduce the scratch mix that you did with your band, the Goldborns, who are appearing at Portobello Live on the 8th of May at Maxilla?
That's the one. So this is Lee's final farewell. It's a remix he did of our song Dead Town. You can see the video on YouTube. And yeah, featuring the legend Tony Gadd from Aswad.
Yep. And that's the echo of the clangs you can hear.
Old virus, disappear, fakes, our rattling snake, disappear. Old virus, disappear. Politician, disappear. Old virus, disappear. Virus, said Uncle Marcus, we still around. Hello Clash. Hello Ash and Hello Clash. Blue virus. Move virus. It's a dead day in a dead town. Money comes in. And money runs out. Virus taking over the town. But I must kill virus. Go virus and don't come back. Disappear, fake, and don't come back. Disappear, fakes, go to bed, and don't you shake. Disappear, fake virus, the Uncle Marcus. I'm a chopper, and I'm a rapper. Deaths in Kingston Town. Rotten deaths in London Town. Money run away. Money going to stay. Paradise away the money. Take away the pound. Take away the crown. Take away the throne. With the green with the stone. Clash. Trash. Crashing down. The money run away. Crashing down. The green run away. Crashing down. King Williams run away. Virus go. Virus go. The Marcus comes. Virus run. And the creek. Money has gone. The green went away. Prince get poor. Poor Harry.
Yeah, that is Local Heroes, the Goldborns, remixed by, is it Darktown, Deadtown?
You know what I have? Oh, yeah, Dead Town. You're
It's
absolutely
Dead
right. I was
Town.
going to say I have no idea, but it's written in front of me.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
remixed by
Absolutely
Lee
brilliant.
Scratch Perry, who has done so many things in this neighbourhood. We can almost count him as one of our own.
I think he is. He
I
most
will
certainly
never
is.
forget that day at the Tabernacle
Yeah,
when
man.
suddenly the whole neighbourhood realised that he's playing.
You lucky sausage,
In that
catching
evening,
that one,
and he,
man.
oh.
Amazing, absolutely amazing.
Well, yes, I was working at the Tabernacle there, so
Yeah.
at the time, so I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Mental. Absolutely mental.
Are we set up?
Are we good to go?
I guess so. We wouldn't mind doing a couple of seconds sound check. Is that
All
going to be
right.
allowed?
Can I talk over that? Because we can tell you, people, that you've heard a lot about Portobello Live. It's the hottest ticket, hotter even than the Abbey during the coronation. Not that much to
That's
to
a rubbish,
boast about.
rubbish
Yeah, let's not
metaphor.
even talk about that, please.
No.
Anyway, hey,
I got
Cabs,
it.
how you doing?
Yay, wicked. Wicked.
We have 2 tickets to give away for Portobello Live.
Okay.
They are wristbands
Beauty.
that will last for the whole weekend.
Amazing.
We're going to give them away 2 singles because there's so many fabulous people down there.
Yeah,
You
man.
can easily go down on your own.
Brilliant.
And find someone to chat to.
Excellent.
So,
Absolutely excellent. Yeah, man.
we would say the first person who sends us a WhatsApp voice message.
Got to be a voice message.
Got to be a voice message. You've got to start with, I love Portobello Live because, as long as you like, the first person who sends us one will get a ticket.
Nice.
And also the fourth person who sends us one will get a ticket.
Oh, okay. That's quite random, but I quite like it.
It is
Yeah.
random. Luckily, I've got digital technology, so I'll be able to count back.
Piers is random.
Yeah, he is. He is with his pocket brain. I
And
love
the
it.
number is, it's on all
Here we
our
go.
social
Here we go.
media.
Stand by your bed.
07 822 002 955.
And he knew that off by heart, people.
I'll give it to you again. 07822 002 955. I love Portobello Live because.
Amazing.
One of the things you could say is, I forgot the name of the band now. I love Portobello Live because of the great bands playing, and we have one of them who are going to play right now.
Wicked. Shall I? Yeah. All right. I'll try
Shall
and do.
we-
I'll try and do something here and see what happens.
You
It's
start
gonna
your
be quite
sound
fun.
check, and Isis and I will talk over the top of them.
Indeed, until I need your mic channels, and then I'm going to cut you off.
Well, we could mention that whilst we're in the studio here, the band's about to play. We've also got a live art performance. We've mentioned it before. It's kind of going on Portobello Road now. But interested, pop along.
Yeah, that's
269 and have a look at what's
269.
going on.
Opposite the Spanish Plaza. It's called The Unsaid, and it's by the same team that brought you The Signs. The Signs was the plaques going up all over the neighbourhood with things like this. In this place, I held hands with someone I'm in love with, but not anymore. To words to those effects. Hello, Mr. Tapper. How are you? Looking very dapper, Mr. Tapper. And just to describe this, at the moment everyone is walking very slowly. They have.
Right, okay.
All right,
I'm
we're
going
actually- we
to
don't-
put something up to stop people walking.
We don't really know what is going on, but yes, I know. I keep saying that they're walking slowly in pairs, linked by a piece of string. But it still means nothing to me. Okay, over to you, Gregsy. Take my channel. Yeah, you're listening to the Azatas tuning up in the background. Gregsy's doing excellent work. He didn't even know the band were coming in until about 5 to 4. The band didn't know they were coming until 25 to 4. And it's all gone very Studio 54 in here because it's so exclusive that Isis is having to put up a black rope with a golden stand, but unfortunately there's nowhere to hold it. Stephen, why don't you stand on one side just holding it as though you were security? Yeah, sorry ladies, the band is just about to play. Great. All right, we are about to hear the Yazata. No, we're not about to hear. In a minute, we hope we're going to be plugging in the Yazatas. The Yazatas are playing as part of the Sunday afternoon at the Quiet Night Inn. You've got to let Mirto in because she's in charge. Oh, Greg Z. Sorry. Okay.
Hello. Hello, Portobello. Come on, Portobello Radio. Hello, we're the Yazatas. We're going to be performing our single called Crocodile Tears. Remember sitting in that little cafe on the street where we first met. We only had enough for one small parfait, but that's all it took to connect. You said you wanted music in your life. I was happy to provide. But over time change your mind, but I love you, could decide. Salvation will come at last, falling in and out of love. Just as long as we find happiness, for me that's more than enough. Yes, for me that's more than enough. Please be gentle with the truth. No, I'm not saying you should lie. There's nothing worse than crocodile tears. They just hide the way I feel inside. Please be gentle with my soul. No, I'm not saying you should lie. It's just that this poor heart's been broken into one too many times. Salvation will come at last, falling in and out of love. Just as long as we find happiness, for me that's more than enough. Salvation will come at last, falling in and out of love. Just as long as we find happiness, for me that's more than enough. Yes, for me that's more than enough. gentle with the truth. No, I'm not saying you should lie. There's nothing worse than crocodile tears. They just hide the way you feel inside. Please be gentle with my soul. No, I'm not saying you should lie. It's just that this poor heart's been broken in two, one too many times. Salvation will come at last, falling in and out of love. Just as long as we find happiness, oh me, that's more than enough. Salvation will come at last, falling in and out of love. Just as long as we find happiness, oh me, that's more than enough. More than enough, yes, for me, that's more than enough.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, we're back on. The Uzatas, thank you so much. Has Jesmond still got a mic? Jesmond, just remind people they must have enjoyed that song. It's quite difficult to hear in here because the procession has just arrived.
It's great. We play for the community, brother.
Yeah, and the piece may be called The Unsaid, but there's loads being said right here, right now, because they've all been coming up and down the road with a bit of string in their mouth, unable to chat. And as those of you who've been on the silent walk will know, it's very difficult not to chat for a while. Jesmond, remind the folks back home when you're playing at Portobello Live, Mickey.
There'll be bands all day on the Sunday, on the 7th. And then the next day, Monday, will be bands again at Maxilla. So it's going to be a hell of a thing. And then there's also going to be some acts at Bar Love. So there'll be 3 stages across Portobello.
Great. Get your wristbands. Either send us a voice message right now, starting I Love Portobello Live because... You could say, because I love the Uzatas and can't wait to see them at the Quiet Night Inn on the 7th of May. But you don't have to say that.
You could say you love the Gorbons.
Yeah, you could say you love Richard Strange or Neville Hyde or many of the other fans.
Or even Piers Thompson.
I'm not actually playing. I haven't checked. You know what? One year I played, Mickey did this graphic of me towering over the Westway like King Kong. It can never get that good, so I retired. Yes, send us a voice message to 07 822 002 955. Have I got that? This one goes out to EDC, Emadent Code. Thank you so much for your time as our MP between 2017 and 2019. Which encompassed some of the highest highs and the lowest lows we've had.
But also, most importantly for me, it's the fact that she was willing to put her head above the parapet and make a really brave move to step away from something that's become like a disgusting shadow of what it should be under Keir Starmer, and also in support of the atrocity that was done to Diane Abbott. So big up to Emma for standing up.
Yes. This one is going out to Emma Dent Code, who's just resigned from the Labour Party. Emma, we love you. You're still our MP. Yeah, that one is going out to Emma Dent Code.
Yeah, man, dear Emma, as you said, absolutely fantastic force of nature. That one, we loved. We loved having her aboard.
We need to get the headphones turned up a bit, Greg, if we can. Yeah, because it is a wild
and crazy and furious, fibrous place.
Yeah,
love it. Absolutely love it. It's brilliant.
It's been really busy out here on the Portobello today. The noise in the background you can hear is the procession that has recently alighted here.
Yeah, man. Just after their amazing walk up the Portobello Road with strings in their mouth. It's a very intimate vibe. I like it. I really like it. The guys are going to be doing some more of those, so if you lot want to know more about it, then where do they go to get hold of Anton's website?
Well, there is another event, in fact. So, as you can tell, it's really buzzy here. It's buzzy on the market anyway, because the stalls are back.
Yeah, man.
Now that the summer seems to have started. So this was performance 1, which was on the Portobello.
Lovely.
And the next performance is indoors. And that's on Friday, the 19th of May. And it's at All Saints Church. Just
Brilliant.
up your way.
Yeah, man. That will be on Talbot Road and Colville Road, at the little corner of that one. So, yeah, get involved with that one. I think the one in the church is going to be even more intimate. So turn up with your partner. I think it's quite important you turn up with your loved one, and you do the intimate stuff with him, her.
No, because everyone's been wandering around up the street with a piece of string, attaching them to someone who is not their other half.
Yes, yeah, this is what I did. So it was lovely. It was interesting, really interesting. Thoroughly enjoyed it. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah, man.
All right, we've
Wicked.
been waffling because we have
some new guests at the table. This is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
On the mic. So can I give one of you that?
And then I'm going to hand my one over to one
Gregsy,
of these
we're going to
adorable
have to dump
peeps.
you. And we have the crew from JM Gallery. Sorry, just pull that out there. We have the crew from JM Gallery. We have Victoria, and you were the one who introduced me. We all know JM, it's just down the road.
Well, we have the lovely Joanna of the J in JM, of course.
Yeah. The thing is, we've only got one mic, so I'm trying to
get
talk to everyone individually, because otherwise, what is it? Victoria, hi.
So happy to be here.
Yeah, great. We got you up. Joanna, you are the J of JM Gallery.
That's right.
Should we do that again? Can we get that up? Hi, Joanna.
Hello.
Great, we got a bit of volume. We got so much noise in the background that it's not usually this crazy. It's all a bit like Chris Evans on the radio. And we have the artist that we're about to talk about, Abby.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Hi, Abby. Right, I don't know who to ask, but there's a... Well, Joanna, let's ask you first about the JM Gallery. We've had Mark Eli in quite a lot in the last few days.
Yes.
And he was here to talk about his pop-up fundraiser at the gallery. The whole point about JM is it's pop-up.
It's a pop-up gallery for amazing artists and events. And some architecture, yes.
So, I've been in there for great photography from Dan Hall. Is it Dan Hall? Or anyway...
Yes.
I've been in there to be interviewed by Isis and Lofty. The other day, Mark was in there.
Yes. Mark had a very successful exhibition in there.
Yeah.
And then, so this week, starting on the 3rd of May, we have Abby Joy Salmon. And, Abby Joy Salmon.
Be really careful about talking in the mic today.
Who has some amazing paintings to show. And Victoria, who's the curator, who's worked very hard to put everything together. I'm very proud of her.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Well, let's talk to Victoria, because we can't let Abby have to explain how brilliant her work is. Why don't you tell us what Abby's work is like?
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Thank you, Victoria. Please do.
No pressure. Well, I love Abby's work, definitely. Otherwise, I wouldn't have chosen to work with her, and Joanna does as well. And these specific body of work will all be around the theme of spirituality versus sexuality, so how the two intersect or how they separate. And there are some very big works, but also some smaller work, so there's a mix, and there's also some sculpture, but they all very much play with also the idea of the layering of experiences of people, and how every single movement that one makes throughout the day might seem unimportant, but it can create something completely different in your day. So her work very much focuses on that, and we will try to showcase that at the exhibition. So yeah.
I just wanted to ask a question. So you said spirituality versus sexuality, and I'm just interested in knowing sort of what prompted you to kind of have that theme. And were you looking at spirituality or rather sexuality from a male or a female, and was it non-gendered perspective?
Yeah, thank you. That's a really good question. I look at it from a female perspective, so the female gaze. I've had a lot of personal experiences of exploring religion and spirituality and questioning how being a contemporary woman, being a feminist, fits into that, and sometimes not feeling like I have to change myself, and questioning what it means to be a woman. And the body of work is really exploring religion and spirituality from a feminist perspective, and almost like rewriting history from the eyes of a contemporary woman. So a lot of the paintings are paintings of women, portraits of women from life. The titles have an important part to play. A lot of the titles are inspired by narrative from the Bible, characters from the Bible, and it's bringing the past and the future together. So in my work, I like to think that they can coexist at the same time.
Have you used famous paintings by famous artists as your starting point, or the way you spoke there and for a moment gave me the idea that you were looking at the extent that male gaze has dominated art over the time? Are you using points of reference from old paintings, from famous paintings?
Actually, not exactly. I mean, some of the paintings are very contemporary. It's a very contemporary style of painting. But I am actually painting a chair at the moment, which I do intend to include in the show, which has been inspired by Michelangelo's David statue in Florence. And the idea is that you sit on this chair and there's paintings of the statue on there, and it's almost like, I'm not objectifying men, but it's almost like turning the tables. And I was inspired after I went to a gallery in London where I saw a lot of old plates. There was one particular plate on display. I think it was probably the 1800s, and there was just lots of nude women bathing. And the idea is that you ate off this plate of these nude women bathing. And I thought, how interesting it would be to sit on a chair where, men are being displayed and you can enjoy them, and also use it as an object of function as well. So it's just like kind of a humorous play on that.
Do you think there's a degree of sexual liberation within your work?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's such an interesting question that you have, because I often go into museums and it can be quite difficult as a woman to see so many paintings of women painted by men for men, and often the depictions are objectifying. They can be quite violent, and it would be it's really liberating to be a female artist today and show the world the complexity of the female experience. It's not just we're not just here for pleasure. So
it makes me think. You see, I remember reading about an artist, and I can't remember her name, but she went into a museum. She's like an experimental artist, and
Maria Abramovich,
the one who sat naked with her legs open.
Oh, Tracy Emin.
No, it wasn't Tracy Emin. It was someone else. She
also did that.
She went into museums where they had art of women naked, and she just sat there with her legs open naked, and then they came and rushed her out. But her point was, well, you're objectifying us, you're showing all our bits and pieces, so what's wrong with the real thing? I mean, I thought it was a really interesting thing.
Very clever.
Well, famously, of course, there are more pictures of naked women in the National Gallery than there are pictures by women.
Oh, yeah.
Which is quite
Yeah, the Guerrilla Girls came up with a lot of research. For those of you who don't know, Guerrilla Girls are an American feminist kind of collective who seek to educate people on how the art industry are representing mainly men, and it's mainly for men. And they had a statistic, I can't remember exactly what it was, for the Met Museum, that most of the art is of
most
women.
of museums around the world.
Yeah, it's quite shocking, isn't it, even today?
I was quite interested when we started talking a bit earlier on. You said it was about the split between sexuality and spirituality, and it's always struck me that actually those two cross over in quite an intense way.
Yeah, this is the thing. In the work, it's an exploration, and I'm leaving it open to interpretation. It's just about striking up a conversation. So I'm not trying to insinuate anything or put too much of my own views into it. It's just through the way Vittoria and I curate the show and bring the works together, I hope that it will build a kind of narrative and people can come up with their own ideas, like how does spirituality and female sexuality coexist in the modern day?
The exhibition being around, whether people perceive it as being two opposing thematics or two thematics that do cross over, like what do they take on it and what do they think about these two things. So actually it would be good to mention that at the end of the exhibition, there is a back room in JM. We're setting up a sort of meditation room as well. So after experiencing the exhibition, people will be able to go in this meditation room and for like 5 minutes listen to some calming music, think about what they thought about the exhibition and these two thematics, and possibly write down anonymously what they think about these two concepts, and then perhaps Abby will use this for a next project. Yeah,
Feedback time. Joanna, it must be great to have these exciting things come to you, to the gallery, and for you to be able to offer your space to people to experiment with interesting ideas and interesting ways of doing things.
Well, I first met Abby when Victoria invited me to an exhibition that she was creating in Soho. I don't remember the address, but in Soho. And then I saw Abby's work, really liked it, and then I contacted Victoria and says, would she be interested in an exhibition?
And she was, obviously, because you're all here.
Yeah, so that's how we met.
We met at a show that my friend was hosting through Chichet Gallery.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
So remind us when it is and how long it's on for, and all the boring stuff for like the social media handles and how do people follow? You know, this is a fascinating conversation. They should be coming to the show.
Yeah.
To experience it, and I'm pleased, Abby, that there's an opportunity to continue the conversation in the back room afterwards. I didn't mean that, you smutty minds out there. Tell us about the detail.
Yeah, so it will be on from the 3rd to the 9th of May at JM Gallery, of course, 230 Portobello Road. And the opening hours are from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Will be open daily, of course. And yeah, I think it's also quite important to say that it will be the first time that JM actually chose the artist. We're collaborating very much with Joanna on this. It won't just be like a pop-up exhibition.
No, this is my first independent exhibition.
Oh right, because I was hesitating to ask that, Joanna, because a lot of people come to you, don't they?
Yes, they do.
And you put on all this crazy stuff from Mark to Lofty to the art shows to photography shows, even film in there, I think.
Yes, there's been film in there, but I'm hoping this will be the start of many independents.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
And
yes.
are you guys getting a good deal from Joanna?
Yes. Not a deal. Not a deal. Not a deal. Just lots of work. We've all got our roles. Me, the gallery, Victoria decorating, and Abby painting amazing art.
Yeah, we all did our bits.
So we have a powerful trinity of women.
Yes.
I love that. Thank you.
Yeah, JM Gallery. The Muse aren't the only good guys on the Portobello Road. There are.
And you, help you come.
Yeah.
I think you'll like it.
We have
yes, come
it'll
to
be
the
really
opening.
nice to get the people from the Notting Hill community coming along. Actually,
Great. So, May the 3rd, down there next to Snappy Snaps. Turn up. You've got a week. You can respond. And, let's make JM into galleries. Let's make your new shows, your new pulling people in. Let's make that the thing of the future. Yes. Thank you so much for coming
Thank
in.
you.
Oh, how do we follow you?
Oh wow. You can follow me on Abby Joy Samuel Art, ABIJOYSAMUEL Art.
And that's on Instagram.
On Instagram, please.
I'll also give the Instagram. Mine is a bit more complicated because it's an Italian name, so I'll do the spelling too. So it's vittoria.beltrame, and it's VITORIA.BELTRAME.
That's where I am.
Yeah.
London.
The JM Gallery London.
You've made it, Joanne.
Just
You've
stick
made
your
it.
face up against the window and peer in, people.
Sorry?
Just we want them to just come and look through the window and see you there.
Come in. No, come in. And I hope you come in. Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
She should be so lucky. I was just thinking, where's that stand in the whole transgender thing? If Beyonce's saying, if I were a boy, I mean...
Well,
anyway.
I don't even want to go there.
She's trying to readjust the balance, of course.
Yeah, she's talking about power balances.
Yeah,
just
man,
what the,
absolutely.
The sisters here were talking about.
Yeah.
The male gaze.
Yeah.
If we were men, how would we
I
objectify
love
you,
that.
Piers?
I love that interview.
You'd be a ladette.
Yeah, I'd be like, hello, darling.
Yeah. He'd look good in a
Whoa,
skirt. You
yeah.
know that. Oh, hilarious.
Anyway, you're listening to the Portobello
Absolutely
Radio
hilarious.
Show. We're coming live from what seems to be the absolute epicenter of the art world.
Yeah, man, isn't it?
Why
It's
go
brilliant.
east when you can stay over here? We've just talked to the fabulous women from JM Gallery
Yeah,
who are
man.
putting on Abby's show there next week. We've just seen the unsaid procession come down and silently, slowly, with string in their mouth.
It's brilliant. And then make a huge amount of noise in the background here as they all muster and gather and eat pizza. It's fantastically
Yeah,
lively.
we've talked to Junior Tomlin, who's doing a completely new branch of his art up there at Teletubbies Park.
Teletubbies Park.
And if you like music, we've got Portobello Live coming, and those tickets are still available.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Ring up that number.
We've talked to the Azatas. We have talked to the Goldborns. If you want a free ticket, get a voice message now. I like Portobello Live. You can say I love Portobello Radio. Say anything. Just send us a message. 07822 002 955.
Only 20 minutes left on this show, so ideally you'd get it in the next wee little while. If not, don't worry. You've kind of got all weekend. This show repeats itself on midday on Saturday and 10 a.m. on Sunday morning.
And talking of art, big shout out to Ilaria.
Ilaria!
A local artist and member of the Hive who has just dropped in with a broken
But also,
painting.
what's happening with Napoli?
Napoli.
We're winning after 33 years.
Thank you, guys.
Big shout out to Napoli.
Napoli. Viva
Napoli.
Viva Napoli. Brilliant.
What
Absolutely
Ilaria
brilliant.
didn't tell you is like Chelsea, Napoli, I'm afraid, are losers. In a minute, we're hoping to talk to one or two of the processioners.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Lee Tapper promised that he'd come on, but he's wearing a very dashing hat with the Queen of Spades in it.
Lovely. Absolutely lovely.
I think
Brilliant.
I need to play a
Ciao,
tune.
ciao. Take care.
No, we may not. We're just going to quickly wrap through other big news.
Oh, yes, of course. It's a Wagwan time. We're nearly there, aren't we?
Well, I reckon we're nearly. Well,
we have a new DJ tomorrow, DJ AI.
Yeah, man.
We have a radio set on at 7 p.m.
Chat GPT 4, DJ Chat GPT. We love it. Absolutely love it. That's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, on at 7. It's going to be the history of disco as a radio show written and presented by AI.
It's amazing, absolutely amazing. I'm really, really looking forward to that one, and I have no idea how it's all going to fall together. What else have we got going on over this here weekend, Mr.
Well,
Piers?
this show gets repeated on Saturday.
Midday.
Then we have Saturday sessions.
Yeah,
Saturday
man.
session starts at 2 p.m. with Georgia Lupita.
Georgia Lupita!
And
Brilliant.
her
Absolutely
hydration now. I
brilliant,
think
yeah.
Liam's on
And
at
she's
3.
fresh back from Thailand, so she's going to be pulling out some real
Loads
numbers.
of Thai funk like that special we did years ago.
Wicked, absolutely wicked. Following up from Georgia at 2 o'clock, we've got the most amazing Liam Chuk, as you just said. Original Soul Boy at 3 o'clock, followed by Foreign Office.
Yeah, we got a bit confused with the 5 Saturday month.
Yeah.
So we put them on last week. It's such a brilliant
It's
show.
such a brilliant show. We've got to play it again.
Yeah.
We've got to play it again.
Our brothers from Stuck Up Sound in Brixton.
Yes, indeed.
And it sounds like DBC. There's loads of phone numbers coming out during the course of it. Loads of
Lovely.
promotions for
Wicked.
events going on next week all
Nice.
around London.
Nice.
5 o'clock, Edie's actually in Japan, so we may rewind.
We may do a rewind, yeah.
6 o'clock is Monoloco Mixtape.
Wicked.
We're slightly
Absolutely
confused whether it's
wicked.
his show or whether it's a guest DJ, but
Yeah,
it's
who
under the
knows?
Monoloco Mixtape banner.
Monica, yes, indeed.
At 7 o'clock, DJ Chat GPT.
Is that what's going on at 7 o'clock? I love it. Absolutely love it. Yeah, man.
And at 8 o'clock, It's the young'uns.
It is the young'uns, yeah, man. Banzi has been back on the case again, which is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. He's getting to the end of his university studies, and he's got a bit of time for us again, which is fantastic.
We had a show on Tuesday.
On Tuesday, we had 2 shows from 2 young, upcoming superstars.
One was Polyphemus. I definitely couldn't pronounce the woman's name.
Yeah, it was
a
a
random Scrabble.
Yeah,
board.
random Scrabble board. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, man, absolutely superb. And of course, this Saturday we got 2 more new artists from Banzi's selection. So
and they're short. They're only half-hour sets.
they're all half-hour sets. So yeah, man, absolutely brilliant. And I don't know if you caught up with it on Tuesday. It was quite drum and bassy. It was quite heavy. A lot of jungle in there. This one is actually a bit more housey. So I think you'll like that. One is really lovely, funky house, and the other one is what I describe as speaker junk. But that's an old school term. And he's got a new one called Ghetto, is his term for it.
Because we had Dungeon Synth last week.
Dungeon Synth, which was another new tag. I've never heard of that before, but I love it. Absolutely
tuned in
love
just
it.
for the crazy tags.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So look forward to loads of new music on portobelloradio.com, as you always do, of course.
Yeah.
As you
All
always
right.
do.
Anton is just hassling Lee. It's coming on the radio
Oh,
in
cool.
a moment to
Oh, that'd
tell
be
us
fun.
what it was like.
Yeah, man.
Yep. So I just want to mention also as a wagwan that's happening tomorrow morning between 10 and 12. Damien's been promoting it very well. We're doing a free spoken word workshop.
Okay.
They'll be happening tomorrow morning, Sunday morning, and next week Saturday, ahead of the coronation, the Babylon coronation. So we're doing some free speech, and I will be supporting people to write some poetry that is expresses dissent, shall we say.
Okay, I like that.
And it's happening right here in the Muse Gallery tomorrow morning, 10 till 12, Sunday morning, 10 to 12, and next week, Saturday, 10 to 12.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. That'd be fun.
3 little workshops.
Excellent.
And of course, you can catch me on Ferferity Radio between 4 and 6 tomorrow with the Speak Your Truth show. And my special guests are none other than JC Kamau and
No
Junior
way.
Tomlin.
No
Oh, can you believe
way.
it? Afrocentrics
Brilliant.
in the house.
I
We're
love
all
it.
talking sci-fi, and we will be talking about AI art, particularly the Junglish Jedis.
Oh, cool.
And we hope you'll be mentioning a little bit of Teletubbies while you're at it.
Yeah, man.
Indeed.
Play a tune and we'll get Lee on.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Sorry, my thing's just locked. You got a tune there, Gary?
Yeah.
I am humble, for I know that I am but a petal on the ever-rejuvenating bud of life. That's right. I'm not afraid, for fear is born in ignorance, and each breath I take pulls me closer to the truth. Each step I take erases a little more dust from my lenses. I am not afraid. Creation is my birth. My hand is held by my ever-forgiving partner. The Creator is my candle. Though changes come so fast that every day seems to be an unwritten script, I am not afraid, for I know that what I cannot see is known in the record of glorious silence, and we are all being guided. I have learned to trust. I have learned to love, receiving more each day the true meaning of the ancients when they said, I am that, thou art that, all this is that. Marveling at the perfection of a creator who can say, I am one, maybe I become many. That's right.
Yes, indeed. Amazing.
All right. Well,
oh, yes.
we have we've managed to gather
Yeah, man,
a
somehow.
couple, actually 3 we've got now, of the unsaid walkers. We're just going to get everyone to introduce themselves.
You never know your luck.
First
This might
up
work.
is...
Oh, turn it on.
Oh, you got... Yeah.
Yay, bless
Sorry.
you.
Hi.
Yay, there it is.
It's Lee
1
Tapper.
2 1 2. It's Lee Tapper, the
Amazing.
Lee Tapper,
Who did
local
you-
resident.
When we were in the Panto together, you played what? Judgmental, didn't you?
I
Of
played
course.
Judgmental in the Portobello Panto yesteryear.
Yeah, and of course your kids were at Fox.
Yep, and my children were in Fox at the time, and they've also played in the featured in the Portobello Panto as well. So
Yeah, fantastic.
Amazing.
And hello, madam.
Hello.
Hey, hi. And what's your name?
My name is Andrea. I'm also a DJ as well.
Oh, are you? Well, we're very interested.
Very interested. So
Brilliant.
yeah.
We'll talk to you about that in a minute.
Oh yeah.
And sorry, sir, what's your name?
And my name is Vernon Douglas. Unfortunately, I wasn't cast in the panto. Neither am I
There's
part
still
of the
time.
music.
There's
there is
still
still
But
time.
you were part of the Unsaid project.
Yes.
Now you're a participant. We've tried to explain it. Can you tell the folks back home what you've just been involved in?
Great.
Okay. I'm going to keep it brief. I suppose for me, the unsaid is about the things that we have not said to individuals, loved ones, family, friends, neighbors, community, whatever it may be. But it's more than that. It's also, well, for me, it's a deeper understanding of our relationship with each other.
So what you guys have done, as far as I know, is you have walked very slowly through the market, and folks, it's been a busy market today. We've complained about not being able to see out the last few hours. How did that work? Were you paired up with someone you knew?
Yes, I was paired up with the lovely Andrea, who's sitting right next to me.
Wow. Andrea, tell us what it was like. You and Vernon. Tell the folks what you did.
For me, it was about going in self, but also kind of letting go and trusting in the partner that you're working with. It also, for me, heightens my surroundings, people that I might see day in, day out, and actually open up to seeing things that you didn't see before, the kind of psychology around people, how they act, if they're uncomfortable, if they're not sure what's happening as well. But also there's a lot of people that are interested, and just even by reading how they respond, a lot of them want to actually take part, but it's kind of getting them to step out of their comfort zone to say, okay, I'm going to do it as well.
Yeah, I mean, Gregsy,
I did a test
little
run.
practice
I
yesterday.
was privileged with a dry run, yeah, man, absolutely. And I found it really difficult working so slowly. So, you know, that was something I had to get my head around. Unfortunately, I was the one walking forward. Did you have somebody in front of you walking backwards?
Yeah.
Wow, through that market, nuts.
Well, you were walking backwards. But like what you were saying, I think it also shows, like, day in, day out, that we're so programmed to just keep going.
Yeah, man.
And
Keep
when you're
rushing.
slowed
Oh, you're
down,
rushing.
it's like
Oh, you're rushing.
you realise actually it's unlearning what you've learned all your life, just to slow it down, go within self, and just, for me, it makes you more aware. Even though you're still aware more of your surroundings and people around you as well.
Yeah.
So.
Living in the moment.
Living in the moment.
Oh, yes.
Lee, I mean, I can't
Absolutely
believe.
love it.
Did you feel self-conscious while you were in the? Is it a walk or a procession or a march? What was it actually called?
It's just a walk.
Yeah.
You're just walking with another person.
Wi-
With a piece of string in your mouth.
And the other.
We forgot that bit.
Yeah, and
Brilliant.
the other end in their mouth.
Well,
It's
initially, when you kind of think about it, you think, well, isn't this so strange and bizarre?
Yeah.
And it's so easy to then say, no, I'm not going to do it. No, you have about 50 different reasons why you would say
There's
no.
always a reason to say no, isn't
Exactly.
there?
But if you then say yes, then that's where the magic happens. And so taking part in this, I'm walking down Portobello Road, a road where I've walked down thousands
times
of
a
times.
day?
Yeah, thousands of times and not even thought about it. But in this instance, to think about it and seeing how local life is happening, and you're walking in maybe slow motion, and in real life they're going in much more faster than you.
You
have
must
that
almost have been
juxtaposition.
like one of those pop videos where people stand on at a crossroads and they just let everyone go in super speed.
Yes, absolutely. And I think that's the experience that one can have when you're in that particular moment, in the moment, that it's almost like there is a two time frame going on at the same time, because there's your pace that you're walking at, but everyone, as we've said earlier, is so frantic doing their own thing, you know, and it is almost like time doesn't stand still, but it slows down.
Yeah.
And you get to really appreciate the nuances of life that you wouldn't normally
You actually
experience.
see the woman selling the vegetables. You see the whole process rather than shoot by.
Yeah, I'm just not aware of the everyday sounds, the music coming from the store holders, and then the conversation by the local people who are probably initially bewildered, saying, "What are these two people with strings in their mouth?
That was
What
going to be
the hell are they doing?"
that was going to be the next question.
Yeah.
How you picked a Friday, or sorry, Anton and Aoife picked a Friday. Friday's more of a locals day. It's less of a tourist day. It's still quite a few tourists. How did people react to you guys?
Well, initially it was with bewilderment.
Yeah.
And then there are some people who try to distract you. And on one occasion, a lady came up to me and hit me in my ribs, and I did nothing. And then she said, "Oh, you know,
That was your girlfriend,
you're
mate."
really concentrated." So it was that too, but
Yeah.
definitely enjoyed the experience, and I would welcome anyone to try to share that too, if they can.
Andrea, there's another one coming up on, that's the wrong flyer. I think it's
May the 19th.
May the 19th.
Oh, well remembered.
That is going to be inside. It's going to be at All Saints Church there on the plaza between Portobello and the Tabernacle.
Yes.
Based on your experience of doing it outdoors, how's that one going to work inside?
Well, for me, it's actually the first time I've done it. Met them on met them prior, met Sunday, one rehearsal, done it today. Is it a large? I think you might more know about the space itself, but it's going to be more enabling of people if they want to actually join in. They can actually join in.
Absolutely, it's
as
going to happen
well.
in the church.
In the
isn't it?
church
yeah,
itself,
All Saints Church. Yeah.
So it's definitely more space as well. But I mean, like, I will let you explain that. But one thing I would say as well, just doing it as well, it's kind of you really learn about self a bit more compassion with self. In fact, it's quite. I feel a bit tranquil that I could sleep in that sense, but it's because I've had to go against everything that you do day in, day out. So even though it's how can I say, it's beneficial for a lot of people to know about it and join in, but most importantly, I'd say for the participants as well, because we're pushing through. We're coming, for some of us, it's uncomfortable. I'm assuming for a lot of people it's uncomfortable if you've never done it before. But it also feels like a win-win, because you've actually achieved something that you, as you were saying earlier on, it's so easy to say no to most things, but think, I should have done it. So in fact, I feel quite on a natural high, I would add, but just knowing that I did it and just feeling empowered as well by doing it.
Yeah, it's quite a liberating experience
I bet
as
it
well.
is. So we're going to go in a second. Thanks for listening, everybody. But one question, the project is called Unsaid, and it's about the things that remain unsaid. Have you rushed to your phones and texted someone who you meant to say I love you, or you meant to say I'm sorry I didn't do the laundry last week? Did it get you to say any of the things that have remained unsaid so far?
It certainly made me think about that.
Yeah.
And,
but you said no.
On one instance, I am about to then contact a person, which I haven't spoken to in a while. And,
that's great.
And then get to say the things that I should have said. So
wow.
In a positive way.
Yeah, wow, that is brilliant. Well done.
Whereas
Nico.
for
Well
me
done,
personally, because that's how I'm intentional in living my life that way, where I do say the things to people that I think they ought to hear. it's just reinforced the need to continue to do that.
Yeah, fantastic.
That's what it is. for me.
Andrea, for you?
I would say for self, really, as well, even though there are, things to say to other people, but I would say most importantly to self, to show compassion, to talk to self and
Have a word with
apologize for the
yourself.
times I've been impatient or
With yourself.
sort of thing. So sometimes you have to go within before got to pour into your cup before you can pour into others as well. So that's something that
You know what? That is such a lovely thought to
Isn't
leave
it?
the end of the
Isn't
show.
it? Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
Guys,
Wonderful.
Vernon, Andrea, Lee.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Antonelli, thank you for bringing this all about, and thank you, of course, to
Thank
the
you for
Muse
the-
Gallery.
thank you for the
for
string.
making everything happen.
Thank you.
Isis, thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah.
See,
Catch
I
up with
don't
you guys.
say thank you enough. I
You
now
don't.
really-
You're not in gratitude, bruv.
Yeah.
But you're learning. I love it. Absolutely love it. Yeah, it is about gratitude. It's about filling each other's cups. I love that. I'm going to take that away with me. There's lots of beautiful messages that have come out this last little 15 minutes. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Guys and girls, take care. Have a wonderful weekend. You lot enjoy yourselves. Behave yourselves, of
Have
course.
a fantastic May Day. I'll be at the Westway Trust Fun Day outside Bay 20.
Lovely.
Collecting material for Sounds of Latimer. So if
Wonderful.
you're interested in being part of the soundscape
Yeah.
that celebrates the past, present and future of Latimer,
Amazing.
I'll see you there.
Absolutely
and don't forget,
phenomenal.
May Day is not only a day of protest, but it's also a day of fertility.
Yeah, man.
So if you can combine the two, you've had a good day.
Absolutely. Rocking weekend starting off with Chris Sullivan live at the Love Bar tonight, Friday. So get yourselves down there.
Get on down.
Brilliant.
Isis. Yeah, you've been listening to Portobello Radio, the authentic voice of Labrador Grove.
Have a good weekend.
LA's fine sunshine most of the time. And the feeling is laid back. Palm tree grove, rain so low, don't you know? But I keep working my way back. But I'm a Jamaican boy who's born and raised. Nowadays I'm lost between two shores. LA's fine, but it ain't home. New York is home, but it ain't mine no more. I am myself.